Good evening, everybody. This is a story. How many of you over here have dreams? Raise your hands. All right, I came to the right spot. How many of you have been frustrated in following your dreams? I see even more hands now. All right, why we do what we do? It's a story of dreams, it's a story of frustration, it's the story of the journey to come to those dreams. And it's a very personal story. I mean, I found myself many times asking the question, if it's as simple as knowing what you want, taking action, being vigilant, doing what works, and stop doing what doesn't work until you get what you want, if it's that simple, why the crap don't we all do it? Fair question, right? The answer I found within myself, and after twaddling over some literature and some people here and there, is that it's very simple. Pain and pleasure is what drive us. And it's not just pain and pleasure, it's the perception of pain and pleasure. You're all dreamers over here. How many of you procrastinate? Man, you're all like me. What do you do when you procrastinate? The pain of what you want to do right now is more than the perceived pain of doing it later. So you go for the lower pain, which is not doing it now and putting it off. Isn't that true? Any ladies in the house? How many of you put on makeup in the morning? Why do you put on makeup? Some might say, if I don't put on makeup today, I might go to the office, and somebody might say, what happened to your face? Others might say, if I don't put on makeup today, I might not look as attractive as I would want to look. Pain and pleasure. It's not real pain or pleasure, it's the perception of pain and pleasure that drive decisions. And the important word is perception. That's where our choice and control is. I mean, as we go through life, we accumulate associations of pain and pleasure. If you touch a hot stove once, you hopefully would learn that it's not a good thing to do, so you won't touch it again. Next time you would know it's painful, I should not do it again. It's a very trivial example. It happens through upbringing and parenting and societal moves as well. And with pain and pleasure, we make associations. Something means pain, something means pleasure. And a gradation of pain and pleasure is what we have as values. A quick example. How many of you would join me if I say, this weekend, let's go for skydiving? Not as many people. For those of you who said yes, I can safely assume that adventure is a higher value than safety. Isn't that true? If we flipped it, would your decision-making change? Probably would. Values are simply what's important to you in any area of your life. And we accumulate it through life experiences. The best part about that is that did we ever sit down and say, all right, this is my life, this is my purpose, I'm going to pick values and beliefs that empower me towards my purpose. How many of you did that? No hands. Oh crap, 1 or 2 hands. The reason is we accumulate values and beliefs. Belief is simply a test to know how you hit your value. Through a mismatch of human experience, through how we go through life, we pick up values and beliefs without even knowing we're making associations in our head. And in many cases, there's conflict. In my personal case, I want success, which is something I really want to go for, but then again, I'm afraid of failure, which is a bit of a step in the middle. You want love, but you're afraid of rejection. How do you think that might lead to sabotage? In doing a value setting for myself, one of the phrases I came across was from an Eastern poet, which is supposed to come up on screen, but it doesn't matter. It will come up and it will come up. Which talks about how the self is created, how you gain a sense of self as you go through life. And as I started thinking about the self, it came to a point where I started thinking, who is this self that is thinking about the self? Is it a dance of molecules that's happening in my head? How does molecules create the experience of thought? And then one thing led to another, and the fact that you are not your physical body, because 98% of your physical body is replaced within 1 year. You are literally not the body that walked in right now. The person sitting on the chair right now is not the person that walked in. The 2013 model is not the 2012 model. So if you're not your physical body, who are you then? Well, you're a human being. The human is all the past, all the conditioning, all the patterns and associations and the pain pleasure that you made. It lives and dies and experiences life as a beginning and end, and not knowing anything but. And then you have the being, which is the experiencer, which is captured in the memory, which is the human experience. So my current understanding is we do what we do because that's part of our script, of the story of our past associations that we've created, which are filtered through our experience of memory. Whenever we react to something, notice the word react, we are in one way or the other filtering the pain pleasure associations, the values, the beliefs that we accumulate through our life. Our story in many cases can run our lives. For many people it does. And our story is the place we go to when we face incoming data, and is the place we come from when we send outgoing data. If for a second, for 5 seconds, you would assume absolute silence and not listen to my words through the mechanism of hearing, but go to the person who's doing the hearing. As Rumi said, silence is the language of God. Everything else is poor translation. If you would experience that silence, pure silence, you would experience something that is beyond the human experience. And that is our journey, the journey that we're taking through our story to something that's very vague and spiritual, something that's called unconditional love. And it's a journey towards that. It's a journey I wanted to share with you. Thank you very much.